So today, I'm going out on a big limb. If you've watched my channel before, we go over the Call of Duty story a lot, and a lot of the time I'm trying to predict things that are going to happen in the future, and a lot of the time I get them right. If you followed the channel for a while, you would know that I got the return of Graves, him not dying correct, Alex returning, Makarov returning within Modern Warfare 2 at the end. All of that I predicted correctly, and today I'm going in deep with the Modern Warfare 3 campaign because we are right around a week away from the campaign releasing, and I'm going to try to predict all of the big plot twists that happen in the game. Now, I want to do this because I want to go back and see what I actually got correct. And these aren't just going to be light things. I'm going to give very specific things that I think are going to happen. So either on this channel in the future or on my second channel, which is linked down in the description. I'm currently doing a Spider-Man 2 Let's Play over there. Go check it out. It'll be linked after the video as well. We're going to go back and look through this after the game and campaign is fully released. But these are big things and big plot twists. So I guess you have to say spoiler warning if I get all of these correct. But otherwise, this is what I think is going to happen in the campaign. And as I mentioned, these are big things. So I'm going to start right at the very beginning. So let's begin with something that we already know. We know that the campaign mission that they have already shown and announced is called Operation 627, and it takes place in Verdansk. You play as a group of PMCs going into the Verdansk prison. You are going in to capture or retrieve one of the prisoners that is inside the prison. When you go in, you see one of the prisoners being transferred out on a helicopter, but the characters say that this is not our guy. In other words, not the person that you are looking for.
I got a bird up.
Movement in the courtyard. Looks like a prisoner transfer.
Not our guy. On me.
Now, by the end of the mission, you go down and you get to a prison door and you're about to open it and they end the trailer. The question is, who is behind this door and how is it going to play into the story? There's a couple things that you need to know to fully understand this. First of all, they tell us in a blog post that this prison is controlled essentially by the Kony Ultranationalists, a group that has taken over Verdansk. So based off of that information, originally I thought that Vladimir Makarov was going to be the one hidden in this prison and you were going in to assassinate him as the PMC group. However, the fact that this prison is controlled by the Kony Ultranationalists, in other words, Makarov's people, kind of eliminates him being held prisoner. Now, based off of the name of the operation called Operation 627, a lot of people, including myself, have had the idea that the prisoner in the prison is going to be like the original Modern Warfare 2, where prisoner 627 is none other than Captain Price. He is prisoner 627, hence the name of the operation, Operation 627. However, I found that to be a little bit too obvious. So, using some context clues, the fact that we are playing as PMCs, in other words, Shadow Company, who would they be going to retrieve? Now, one option is that there is going to be no one in here. In fact, they were looking for Vladimir Makarov. However, he has escaped with the help of the Kony Ultranationalists. The second option is that this is a PMC operator, but not Graves. We know that he is not imprisoned, but rather General Shepard, because we know at the end of the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, General Shepard is in the wind.
And he's on a Shepard.
Totally off the grid.
Oh, we'll find him.
And it would make sense for the PMCs that he controlled, in other words, Shadow Company, to go in and retrieve him from the prison, and hence the return of General Shepard. All right, next thing, let's go with the big ones. Who is going to die in the campaign? I am guessing that there are two characters that die and that the campaign is going to end on a cliffhanger, which I'm going to guess what that entire cliffhanger is as well. But let's start out with the deaths. I think there's one obvious one, and I think a lot of people are going to have this wrong, so let me explain. So in the trailer for the campaign, there is one scene in particular where they make it look like that Captain Price is going to die. Gaz yells out, "We need a medevac," and Captain Price looks like he is passing out.
We need medevac now!
Now, personally, I do not think that they're going to kill off Captain Price. If they show it in the trailer like that, that would be way too big of a thing to give away. However, I do believe that they need to kill one of the main characters because they just simply didn't do that throughout the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, and they need to have consequences to the things that actually happen. So if we go back to the original Modern Warfare 3, there is one major character, one of the big deaths of all time in Call of Duty, and that is Soap McTavish.
So, not now, so just rest. Get a medic! Come on, stay with me, son. Price. No. have to go now! Get off me! I'm sorry.
Now let me be clear, I do not think Soap McTavish is going to die within Modern Warfare 3 because his character from the original trilogy has essentially been replaced with a different one, and that would of course be Gaz, or Kyle Garrick. He was introduced in Modern Warfare 2019 and immediately taken underneath Captain Price's wing. All of the lessons that have been taught through Captain Price have been directed at him.
Where do we draw the line, Assad?
You draw the line wherever you need it, Sergeant. End of the day, someone has to make the enemy scared of the dark. We get dirty, and the world stays clean. That's the mission.
So I think that the way that they're going to build motivation for Captain Price to really get Makarov is going to be with the death of Gaz, or Kyle Garrick. Now, the other thing that I think is going to come back from Modern Warfare 3, and I don't need to go in too much depth with this one, is the return of a character, and that is, of course, Yuri. He came in the original Modern Warfare 3, and I think they're going to bring him back once again. Whether the story remains the same, where he used to work with Makarov or not, we'll have to wait and see, but I definitely think Yuri is coming back. By the way, another theory that I had is, remember Operation 627 when they're rescuing that prisoner? I have a theory that potentially that could be Yuri in that prison, placed there by Vladimir Makarov after he was informing to the American government while he was working for Vladimir Makarov, and that is how he is brought back. That's not my guess, but it is a theory. I just thought I'd throw that in there as well. Now, the second death, I have a feeling a lot of you think I'm going to go with Vladimir Makarov himself. However, I don't think that is actually going to happen. I think he is going to somehow survive. But that being said, when Makarov does die, I think one thing is going to happen. He is going to die in the same way that he died in Modern Warfare 3, and that is, of course, by hanging. Now, the reason why I say this is if you have a close look at his bio within Modern Warfare 3, which was found during Call of Duty Next, we find out that his father died by hanging, and actually Makarov was the one that found him, and Call of Duty and video games stories love parody like that, so I think that is the way Makarov will eventually go out too. But I don't think within Modern Warfare 3. As I mentioned, I think the end of the game is going to end off on a cliffhanger, a battle between Captain Price and Makarov that we don't actually get to see what ends up happening. So we end up questioning whether or not Price dies or Makarov dies, and this leads us to our next thing, the post-credit scene. This has been a big thing in Modern Warfare 2019, and of course Modern Warfare 2 introducing Makarov. So what is the post-credit scene going to be? So once again, I think they're going to follow the theme where Kate Laswell is having a conversation, a coffee, a beer, a tea with another operator. If Captain Price is missing or dead, my guess would be Gaz, but like I said, it's probably going to be Price. Gaz is going to die. And in this conversation, they're going to say that their next mission is to go to Urzikstan, because we know Urzikstan is said to be the next war zone map. And in this post-credit scene, the person that's going to be introduced is going to be once again Khalid al-Assad, because if we follow the intel from Verdansk, we found out that halfway through Warzone, Khalid al-Assad escaped and left to go back to Urzikstan. So once again, I believe in that post-credit scene, we are going to be reintroduced to Khalid al-Assad. Also, since we know that Viktor Zakhaev is coming to the zombie story, I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow get him involved as well. Another thing that I'm predicting involving Vladimir Makarov has to do with his backstory. I believe that we are going to get some sort of flashback mission that tells us how Vladimir Makarov came to be, and specifically shows him working with none other than Roman Barkov, the main bad guy from Modern Warfare 2019. And then finally, the last thing that we have is the second death. Now, there has to be a bad guy that is taken down within a Call of Duty campaign. And because I don't think it is going to be Vladimir Makarov, simply for the fact that as of right now, there's a rumor that there's going to be a Modern Warfare 4, and I don't think there's a better bad guy than Makarov. This leads me to believe that there is going to be another bad guy that perishes within Modern Warfare 3. And if I had to guess, I think that is going to be General Shepard. I think at the very beginning of the campaign, Shadow Company, the PMCs, are going to bring back General Shepard, and he's going to state that he is working for the good guys. But by the very end, Task Force 141 will have enough, and of course, we will bring down General Shepard. At least, that's my guess. So those are my reasonings and predictions for what is going to happen in Modern Warfare 3. Are these confirmed? Absolutely not. However, they are my guesses, and I'm very curious to see what comes of these. So if you have any predictions or thoughts on anything that I said during this video, feel free to let me know down in the comments. I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say about this one. As I mentioned, this isn't spoilers or confirmed or anything. It is just my guesses, my prediction, and what I think would make for a good campaign. But hey, Like I said, let me know what you think. If you enjoyed the video, it's different than what I normally do, so hit that like button, subscribe to stay up to date on everything Call of Duty, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.